At the bottom right of Pohana, we have the Towel Terran. He's starting for FXO. One of the strongest Terrans that we currently have was able to single-handedly defeat Slayers in the GSTL. It is
FXO Kumiho.
Kumiho, the nine-tailed fox.
Nah, he's no Chinchuriki just yet. He's trying though. Top left, we have his opponent. We have the Zerg player. It is Lowrider.
CZN2's effort.
I feel like one time we're going to look in the booth and just see like the tip of his microphone that sticks up on his headset. Like he's using it to breathe, like he's underwater, swimming around or something, like a snorkel. Wow.
Oh.
Two racks this time, you know. I didn't expect it on game number 1, but this is a 2-player map.
And here comes the second SCV. This is not an 11-11, but it's still a very aggressive build, of course. And let's see how Effort is going to approach this matchup. We have a lot of Zerg players these days scouting with a drone, but Effort is not one of them.
Yeah. He's sending his Overlord to the left. Of course, this is the way that the pathing of this map works. So Gumiho goes to the right. And he's not going to see this for a long time.
And this could actually be horrible, not only because that he doesn't scout, but look at the pathing of the Overlord number 2. He's headed straight for those 2 barracks, and he will not really scout them in time to do anything about it. But at the same time, if the Marines catch the Overlord, this attack could be devastating.
He stops the Overlord though.
Yeah,
briefly.
but that was not really a conscious decision. He now moves with the Overlord to the bottom. But just think about what happens if 2 Marines actually catch the Overlord and take him down. Then suddenly Effort is not only facing a very aggressive attack, but he's also supply blocked. That would be the worst case scenario. And the SCV spots the Overlord, he knows where it is.
He knows where it is. We'll see if he decides to capitalize on that. And this also means that there's nothing to spot the natural, so he could start bunkering very soon.
And the Marine is just waiting, is not trying to catch the Overlord just yet. Now moving to the right, he might be able to pick it off. Yes, there we go.
Yep.
He needs a second Marine though. Oh, this is bad for Effort. This is really, really bad for him.
Bunker is started.
What is... Effort has 350 minerals, build more units. There's the... Okay, a little bit delayed, but there is the Spine Crawler. We're really worrying what he was going to do here. And now the Overlord is dead. He needs another one, and he needs it fast. He doesn't even start the Overlord. Now finally starts it, but he's still supply blocked. The bunker had to be stopped.
Yeah, he started all of his lings before the Overlord died, though. And I think if he had not killed the Overlord, this could have been even scarier, because now the Spine's going to finish and this will be shut down. But the Command Center's already started. And actually, he's trying to force that Spine down. Either way, Effort in an uncomfortable position here. He had to make a lot of lings, and the pressure of Gumiho has been successful. It hasn't killed him, but it's been successful.
Yeah, but that's basically what Gumiho tried to do here. If he sees that his opponent makes a few mistakes, then he can still make sure that he takes him down. But right now, the only thing that he really tries to achieve here is take down the Zerglings, put on pressure, make sure that he's not droning up, and this is exactly what he was able to do. His expansion is a little bit delayed, but this was still a very cool trade for Gumiho. He killed 300 minerals of his opponent, lost only 220 on his own, killed the Overlord, delayed his opponent's building, was making sure that he had to commit a lot to his Zerglings, and now he can just take his 3rd base. Gumiho with a decent start in this game.
Yeah, the only disadvantage he's really got for him at this moment in time is that his barracks are not in his main base. He's going to have to make the conscious decision fairly soon to move those, but I think that's going to be a pretty easy choice. Probably maybe 2 or 4 more Marines come out and he lifts them back into his main base. Meanwhile, he's going to the 3rd command center, something we haven't really touched on just yet. 4-second gases go down. He's getting those, and he will likely follow this up with reactor Hellions, possibly skipping them because of the timings of this that are a little bit off because of the fact that he went for a faster 3rd command center because he went 2 racks.
Yeah, it's trying to chase the Overlord down, the 3rd one, but it was a little bit too fast. With the new speed, of course, that's not that easy anymore.
Nice escape by Effort, though.
And, well, we have a lot of Marines at this point. If we have a quick look now at the unit counting station, you can see that currently 11 Marines are on the map. We have 36 Harvesters against 23 in favor of Effort, who really droned up heavily. And I'm actually okay with this. He had the additional Queens, he had 3 Queens already at the Spine Crawler, so he was able to hold off additional Marine pressure and decided to not get additional Zerglings.
He doesn't see this though, and he's going to need to cancel his hatchery if Gumiho goes right for it, because he doesn't have the creep spread just yet to defend with his Queens.
Yeah, the 3rd base has to be cancelled if he moves in. Yeah. But he will be fine at the natural, but this is definitely a good point.
And this is something that's very unfortunate, you know. He did not expect this attack this early, it seems. He's still spreading his creep out nicely. He's got the Baneling Nest coming up defensively. He may start to turn that into aggression if he wants to. Speed is so late, though, for him to really be able to use this aggressively. It's just now being started.
Moves at the third. Actually, just waiting for another drone to be sent over. And at the same time now, the Baneling Nest for Effort. Effort trying to get speed, get Baneling Nest. And Gumiho has a very, very strong wall in with the 3 barracks that he used in order to block the ramp. He's already going for the +1 attack upgrade. And the Marines are actually able to chase down a few of these Zerglings. And the drone, yes, has been spotted. Yeah. Oh, actually, no. He was able to just stay outside of the range of the Marines, and therefore it hides.
Yeah, nicely done, because now he's got the Baneling, so if the Marines stick around to try to actually fight the hatchery itself, then they'll get killed by the Banelings most likely with not a lot of space to run.
The problem is that he doesn't have speed, so he can't really catch them. And I don't think it would be a really cost-efficient trade if Gumiho actually sees them coming.
Yeah, you're right. He's going to try to go find that drone. It sends his Marines back. This is actually the perfect scenario for Gumiho, but he doesn't kill the drone. Ah, so close.
Yeah, only one, so the hatch is being attacked by the Marine, but still, this is not enough to make sure that there's going to be a cancel.
This is a fortunate position for Gumiho as well, the type of wall-off he's using back at home. He's got the stim on the inside. Well, of course, combat shields first in this case, but he's got that tech lob on the inside, which means he's not going to be vulnerable to mainly attacks like this one. Not the best splitting ever, but this is not very cost-efficient for Effort.
That wasn't cost-efficient at all.
And he does kind of bless the rest of the Marines, though.
The last Baneling hit was good, but before that, he actually traded 1 Marine against 1 Baneling, or a Baneling against 2 Marines. This was not really cost-efficient. It's just about the gas that you have to stack into this.
I like that Gumiho's skipping Hellions here. He's just going right into siege tanks to be super safe. He knows he's done a lot of damage to the hatchery, for example, so he knows that Effort may start to be aggressive. And with the Hellions, that if he had them on the map, speed's already done, there's Banelings out on the map, he wouldn't be able to do too much with those. And Effort's double expanding here, look at that, taking the base on the right side.
Well, he has to take a little bit of a risk now, though, because the thing is he has really a bad economy if you compare it to where he wants to be. He only has 50 harvesters, so he is actually behind in the harvesters at this point. Gumiho has triple command center. He has a really great economy going. He already has siege tanks, so he's safe against Banelings as well. And there's not a lot that Effort can do at this point to be really aggressive. He's lacking the tech. Can't use any Mutalisks, for example, to try to go in here. So Gumiho looking strong. And Effort just trying to be a little bit greedy in order to have a good position later on in the game. Yeah. Just now starting his tech with the Infestation Pit.
Infestation Pit coming out is going to be super important, because even though tanks are out, he gets a few good pungles, can really shut down any sort of aggression that Gumiho wants to put on, especially at that 4th. He has the high ground with Infestors. Very difficult to move up initially. He has to be super careful about how he moves his tanks and his Marines up that ramp.
And Gumiho is really close to his opponent's supply. As a Terran player, this is a good position to be in. He already gets the double refinery at his 3rd base. The command center flies over there. He's in a really good spot. He has +2/+2 being started. So has Effort, but on the other hand, Gumiho will be faster with the +3/+3 upgrades. He just needs to make sure that those Zerglings don't do too much damage. Well done.
And the pathogen glands are on the way for Effort now. Immediately, his 2-2 is significantly behind. That's a big problem. The Hellion spots this base is also important.
Exactly. Now he knows about the 4th base, and at this point, what Gumiho can do, he can start to use dropships. He's just now producing Mavdevex, and of course, with the force that he has, he's in a position where he can defend his 3 bases easily.
He's setting up several walls as well for counterattacks later on, showing again that he wants to play for the late game.
That's actually a really good point that you're currently raising, because even when he was trying to take down the rocks that are between the natural expansion and the 3rd base, he already started his supply depots. So he has 1 wall at the 3rd, then he has another one at the natural. He has walls everywhere.
He set up like a maze basically for Effort to try to run through when he wants to go for counterattacks. This is going to be something he can control really nicely with the raising and lowering depots and delivery that we have. 13 Banelings and 9 Infestors on the way, but Gumiho is on the way faster. And if he gets up this ramp, he's going to have exactly what he needs to start taking this hatchery out. And he gets up here. This is exactly what I was talking about. If the Infestors are at the top of the ramp, that's fine. But if they're not, and Gumiho gets to the top of the ramp, how do you fight this army now?
Yeah, this 4th base is definitely doomed. At the bottom left, you get a little bit of aggression, though, by a few Zerglings that are over here. We haven't seen this on... yeah, there are actually a lot of Zerglings. We haven't seen this on screen just yet. And here comes a drop play. Ouch, right into the Spore Crawler. He's going to lose the dropship for sure.
Yeah, and the spine here, he's going to clean this up. And he even flies a Viking now into the Spore. Got to be super careful about that.
Gumiho got unlucky at the bottom left because his wall was not ready just yet, so he actually had to lift his orbital in order to save his the expansion. But still, it's 3 base against 3, a good position to be in when you're a Terran player. The supply is the same, but Effort has a bank, and he's waiting for the Brood Lords. He tries to get this Brood Lord composition going.
Yeah. 6 more Infestors, and you know, he needs the Brood Lords, he needs the Infestors to support. He's getting the Infestor count up quite high.
And Gumiho apparently doesn't realize that he still has the orbital fly. He didn't put it down.
There it is. Okay, he just realized at the last second. Another big attack, but the wall is not ready. He needs Infestor support for this, and he's going to send it in. This actually could be devastating to Gumiho.
There are no siege tanks in position. There's only a wolf view on the high ground, and here we go. The Marines, Fungal being taken out by the Banelings. This is pretty good for Effort now. This is exactly what Effort needed. The Banelings trying to take down the SCVs as well. We have a drop to the top right, though.
Yep, this time the drop avoids the Spore and the Spine. Gumiho dropping in supply, but so does Effort, as this attack was not a free one. He did have to trade several Banelings and Zerlings to do this. The worker count now only a little bit in his favor, 69 to 59, a 10 worker deficit for Gumiho, whereas before he was about 20 workers down. So in the end, his drop kind of even things up a little bit, and it reduced his army. The attack reduced his army, while Effort is trying to double expand again, so that's one thing that's really important to note. But Gumiho is still in a good position here.
Effort with good attacks, but the problem is that he was only able to trade evenly with his opponent. So Gumiho is now ahead in supply. He has the +3 attack upgrade on his way. Effort is slightly ahead in upgrades. He's doing really a great job with the upgrades. I expected earlier that he would fall behind, but he didn't. He was always spot on with starting the next upgrade.
Those Banelings. Oh my god! Oh, that could have been a lot better, but the bundle is good.
That was like the best dodge that I've ever seen in my entire life. That could have killed every single Marine in there. And he just moves back.
That was intense.
That was really intense.
That could have ended the game.
Yeah, for sure. That could have snowballed simply.
Yeah.
A Greater Spire now being researched for Effort, but Effort has to be very careful because now there's the army for Gumiho and the Towel Terran. He's moving out, he's taking down creep tumors, and he's aiming for the 4th to the right side of the map again. Actually, Effort is now on 5 bases, and he's trying to run by once more. And this supply depot wall is not safe.
No, it's not safe at all. He has not completed it. Now the Link is running, and the Baneling hits are so good here.
Yeah, he didn't pay attention to what was happening, but now there's the Marine split, and this is much better right now. He still trades evenly. Banelings have to kill a lot if you really want to mark them work because they just cost so much.
Yeah, they really do, especially when you're trying to get that Greater Spire up. You're trying to get your Corruptors out and your Infestors. Does not defend the hatchery to the right side. The one on the left side is still at full hit points. He doesn't have that fully saturated just yet. A few tanks may get caught in the middle of the map. It looks like he's just barely going to save the rest of them. One does go down.
Yeah, and even a few Banelings are dying here. And all this gas is, of course, a huge problem. That's where Banelings are really... yeah, Banelings just lag a little bit. You have to really make it work, the trade, because you are always short for gas, and then Banelings start to be a little bit more expensive. Right now, with all the Infestors that he has, he's in a decent position, but Gumiho is still in the army supply lead. He's looking at 110 against 80 army supply, though great position. He's just making good use of his mules, but he can't take a 4th at this point.
Yeah, oh, he may be able to catch these drops if he uses this correctly, but he's got to be careful, and I think he will catch them.
Yep.
Meanwhile, though, we have a double drop more to the top right. And he takes out the drops. This is so nicely done. The
Medivacs is actually the most important thing right now for taking them down, because Gumiho is faced with a decision to either build Medivacs or Vikings against the Brood Lords. And this is so tough, but this drop is doing a major amount of damage.
Yeah, and he took out some of the Infestors in the middle of the map with his push forward, taking out creep as well. He's going to possibly kill his hatchery if he targets. Not targeting. Now he is.
Great
and
position.
he will get it. Oh, Transfuse saves the hatch. Wow. Nicely done. That's so important that he saves the hatchery. 54 hit points, but the attack in the middle of the map is not over. He's scanning. He sees the Broodlords. He starts the second starport because he is freaking out right now about this.
The second starport is a little bit late. He should have started it earlier when he lost all his Medivacs. Now he's really in a bad spot. He needs Vikings, but he also needs more Medivacs. He has 8 right now. It's okay, but he's not a single Viking. And he's building more Medivacs. He decides to get the Medivacs right now. The 4th base is not an option for Gumiho. The supply is dead even for the 2 of them. A little bit ahead for Gumiho, actually.
This is a pretty intense situation because Gumiho's map is on the army's on the map on the opposite direction. Broodlords cannot come back to defend this, And he's not making Vikings, interestingly enough. It's almost as if he wants to fight this with Marines alone. He's got the gas to make Vikes.
He's supply blocked.
Yeah, that's a big problem for him right now.
He's really supply blocked right now, heavily. He lost so many supply depots, and he's going for a base trade scenario here. And that's very, very tough on him. He needs to escape with a few of his buildings. He's taking down the entire production of effort, trying to kill base after base. The main base being secured with a few tanks, but it's just not enough. Nothing against the Broodlords.
Yeah, the Broodlords are going to become a problem more and more as this game goes on. Everett's still producing his Earthlings right now, but that production is going to be halted very soon here. He does defend his base to the left as well, taking out the last of those siege tanks. This is really important. Gumiho going for another drop there, though, and there's no Banelings nearby, no Infestors.
And the army supply is now even. Effort at 95 against 95, and at this point, we just don't have Antia. 47 Marines, that's all he has, but 8 Infestors, and of course the Broodlords. He's trying to escape with his buildings. Yes, the Corruptors, they are chasing the command centers down to the right side of the map.
That means he cannot escape here, and he's got his Lings to actually preoccupy the command center. He's got Lings on follow command, so this command center cannot land and escape the Corruptors. This is genius. Yeah,
and it's a really bad spot for Gumiho to be in. Gumiho is not dropping in supply. He kills every single base there is for effort, but the problem is that facing the army is something that he just can't afford. If effort is not completely blowing this, he should win this game just because he has the better unit composition.
There's no longer any SCVs on the map, and as far as I can tell, there's no command center. The hatchery is going down, so Gumiho is about to be revealed. And there it is. He's revealed. He has no SCVs. He has minerals, but he can't spend them.
And on the other hand, we have effort building another hatch to the bottom left. We've seen it earlier on screen. And now, what exactly can Gumiho do? This is all that he has. It was just highlighted by Legend on the top left. And we still have those Corruptors. If the Corruptors kill these buildings to the top right,
he can't deal with the Infestors either. And here they go. Good fungal so far. And he's actually just going to do it again. Now Gumiho losing so much supply.
He can't just move in with his Broodlords. 20 Marines are not enough to take down these 8 Broodlords.
Especially when a lot of those Marines are already heavily injured.
Yep.
He's got the Infestors to lock them in place, and putting all your units in one basket here is pretty risky.
The Marine stims, runs after the medbase like, take me with you, take me with you. And the Marine's like, no.
He's in trouble. He's desperately trying to find the hatchery, sending a medevac to rescue the Marines in the main base as well.
Yeah, but his problem is it's not only this hatchery. We still have 1,000 and now 200 minerals for effort, so he can't just produce additional hatches.
Yeah, if he doesn't save his drones, then he's in trouble. But as long as he has these drones, he's got so many minerals to make buildings. But right now, he literally has that hatchery. I cannot spot another building on the map for him. So if he actually, besides the spawning pool here, loses things, then things are going to get out of hand. But there's just too many units here. Lings and Corruptors are going to clean up the medevacs. Gumiho's out of luck. Yeah, there's no way in hell, man.
There's no chance anymore. He just doesn't have nothing against the Broodlord composition and the Infestors. GG. Effort takes game number 1.